And
I will continue eating.
Eating that Alfredo,
all right.
that chicken,
So let's
that
try this
broccoli.
again. We can back with no technical difficulties, hopefully. Something I wanted to do last time, but due to frustration and all the problems, we should go through everyone's new characters and give a brief description.
No.
Whatever you want to say to appearance, little something. Let us start with Jimmy.
What up? My name is Placido Domingo. I'm a fancy halfling. Fanciest in town.
And what class are you?
Rogue.
Excellent.
Typical.
All right, Joe.
What's up? I'm Luke. I'm a human. You know, came from the forest. Don't talk that much.
Not a lot of charisma. And what class?
I'm coming out here. I'm a human fighter. Go around
Very nice.
fighting.
And Matt, let's hear about your character.
Vixen.
Yes.
My name is Riggins, and I am a descendant of the gods.
Yeah.
I appear to be middle-aged, and I am quite beautiful.
And
The end.
why? What is your class at least?
I'm an ASMR ranger, and I'm 7 feet tall and 285 pounds, and I will
What?
fuck up.
Is that accurate? Those stats are inflated.
He's just a big boy. And Zach.
I am Alina Grasssword, better known as Lonely Blade, the Ghostwise halfling, druid, and I love grass.
Perfectly
How big
said.
are you?
How big am I?
No, your tits.
I'm serious, man. Level 2, I can turn into a grizzly bear, and I'm going straight for you. 7 feet tall with 12 hit points.
So I think it's only 10 hit points actually.
We'll see.
And Cam is the only one experiencing technical difficulties. He is playing a half-elf sorcerer, and hopefully he'll be back soon.
Does he have a name? Oh, Bonesaw?
Yeah, he will be known as
Bones.
I'm sure he would like to point out, if you were here, that he is a half elf, but he is not half human. Whatever he is it didn't mix well.
Oh boy.
Um,
Forward to that mystery.
So yeah, we tried this before, so you guys already have a little insight on what's going to happen in these first few minutes. But let's still just go ahead and see what happens. So our adventure. Oh, actually, let me just. There's one thing. The beginning of the book basically tells me that I should tell you is basically some of these encounters are ridiculous and designed for retreat. So you know,
Very different. Yeah.
at some point you're gonna, if you feel like you're outmatched or you know, you're fighting and it's not gonna happen, don't feel like you just have to keep going. Obviously, it's not like you guys have ever done that anyways. It's just
Yeah.
I'm avoiding every fight for as long as possible. until level 20, and then I'm invincible.
Are you being attacked in real life?
Me?
I hear dogs.
Oh yeah, Rondo is like dying for me to throw the ball. All right, let's kick it off. So it's gonna go ahead and start. Oh, there's Cam. Our adventure is gonna start in a forest in northern Faerun, where the halfling druid Alina Grassword is just kind of doing. Or actually, I'll just ask you, what is Alina doing in the wild in her free time?
She doesn't have any free time. She spends all her time communing with nature and studying new plants and animals that she comes across.
All right. So as you're studying, during one of your study sessions,
They're called field trips.
during one of your field trips, overhead a red-tailed hawk is circling around you,
Really?
and it just immediately descends, slower and slower, not aggressively at all, and it just lands right on your shoulder.
I say, alight my shoulder, red-tailed hawk.
And
I'll call you Tobias.
I knew you would. And you notice immediately that tied to the hawk's foot is a small scroll of parchment.
I take the parchment and open it up.
And as soon as you do, the hawk takes back into the sky.
Fare thee well, feathered brother.
The note reads, Dearest Alina, your presence has been requested in the city of Daggerford. Your contact will be waiting for you at the tavern called the Happy Cow. The letter is unsigned, but at the bottom there is an imprint of black ink of an elk with long antlers.
I
And
recognize it immediately as the symbol of the Green Enclave.
the Emerald Enclave,
Emerald
yes.
Enclave. It's a shade of green. We're not as fancy where that came from.
Yes. So, yes, as you say, you are still familiar. You know their work,
Oh yeah.
and their work in preserving the wilderness is probably something that you admire.
Yeah, I tarry forth with haste to Daggerford.
To Daggerford. So you travel along through the wilderness, and soon come out in the walled city or village. I think it's a city. Is in view. And as you come up to the road that is called the Tradeway, you notice several. It's almost like a caravan of farmers with their families traveling towards Daggerford. Some of them are on carts pulled by donkeys or horses, and some of them have even brought their livestock with them, like a few cows or chickens in crates.
I sniff one of them passing by and I say, "You smell like fear. What is afoot? What is happening?"
It's a dirty-looking old man who's holding a chicken under his arm. He's a human, and he says, "Oh, the Duchess, she's invited us to stay within her walls while the giants are afoot."
The Duchess? What is the Duchess?
The Duchess, she rules over Daggerford.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head into town.
As you make your way to the gates, which are on the west side of town, you notice there are a bunch of guards standing up on the walls. It's almost overcrowded, and there seems to be two sets of uniforms. One of them seems to be like the official guard of the city, while the other one, they kind of just seem to be wearing almost like personal clothing.
Did you say it was overcrowded? Like,
It's certainly, it feels overcrowded because there are so many of these like farmers and villagers, and yeah, there's a ton of people in Daggerford right now, and also like I said, the security presence seems to be heightened.
I'm gonna keep to myself and make for the tavern.
So as you make your way through the gate, you go through a marketplace. There's many stalls and tents of people selling various goods. And go ahead and make a perception check for me. A 9. You can see that the people who own these stalls in the marketplace seem to be completely overwhelmed. These with the increase of the villagers and these farmers who are trying to trade with them, and it's just kind of a madhouse in there. But continuing on, you notice that through the marketplace, there's a wooden sign that says Duke's Way. Street sign.
Continue in that direction.
Heading up the Duke's Way, you come to a crossroads where it says Farmer's Road. And on the Farmer's Road, you can see a wooden signpost stuck in the ground of a cow with a slight smile on its face. And etched in the sign, it says the Happy Cow Tavern.
I feel like this is where I want to be. So I go inside.
Entering the tavern, you notice all kinds of people in here. Much like the marketplace outside, it is aggressively overcrowded. The seats are completely all taken, and there's plenty of people just standing at the bar. You notice several halflings are kind of moving about, serving all these people, giving them drinks and food, and they seem very happy to be doing so. They don't seem overwhelmed at all.
I'm gonna search around for people who look like they're maybe in an adventurers club.
Right. Give me, let's say, investigation or perception, whatever you're better at.
Ooh, there's no way to say right now. That'll do.
A 15. One of them, 2, 3 people catch your eye. As you enter into the door, there's a man sitting at on a bench by himself, having a drink. And then further in the corner, you notice 2 men sitting together, kind of having a quiet conversation with one another.
I go over to the man drinking by himself, and I say, "What is that you're drinking? It stinks of foul yeast."
Loop, a young, kind of a little scary looking halfling, has approached you and asked you about your drink.
It's beer. You want some?
Yeah, I'd love to try some, actually. I was just kind of joking.
All right, let's drive around. I'm Luke, by the way.
My name is Alina, but most people call me Lonely Blade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a blade of grass that I kill people with. Only when I have to, though. I don't enjoy it necessarily.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, do
Wait,
what
did
you
you
gotta
say
do.
your name Luke? That's an interesting name. Where do you come
Yeah,
from?
Luke. I'm from the forest, man. From a faraway place.
I enjoy the
Forest.
forest.
Yeah, most of the people stay kids there. You know, I got stuck out of there.
Huh.
One of those weird places, you know.
That's
Yeah,
cool. I'm
brother.
traveling as well. Well, cheers to you, Luke, my new friend.
Yeah, man. Cheers. It's toast. You
Tink.
see those, like, see those guys over there?
As you slug down your drinks, you are immediately approached by a little. He's like a kind of a muscular halfling. Loop, you would know him to be Coggin Hard Cheese, one of the owners of the Happy Cow, and he says, "Oh, Mr. Loop, can I refill your mug?"
Well, I loaded up, Kogan. Mr. Hard Cheese. Get
Oh,
on that
sorry.
point, too.
Oh, I'll be right on it. Let me ask my wife to get you a mail. And another halfling runs over a woman named Lily Hard Cheese, and she fills up your 2 mugs.
Cheers, you hard cheese. Folks.
Oh, have a good day now, Loop. And just kind of pitter patters away to the next table.
Hey, what do you know about those 2 guys sitting over there? They look interesting. I'm personally looking for some people who are part of the Emerald Enclave. Do you know about them?
I knew about them. I know about them.
Yeah, for the time you've spent here in Daggerford, you would have, especially in the Happy Cow, you would have picked up on these 2 men sitting in the corner together. One of them you would recognize as Delane Winterhound, who is a member of the Emerald Enclave. The second man, who is very large in stature, you're not quite sure who he is.
Yeah, about the Emerald Enclave. I know that dude, Delaney was it Winterford?
Winterhound. right?
Delane Winterhound.
I don't even listen
Yeah.
to the rest of what he says. I just go right up to Delane, and I put the letter right down on the table.
So he looks up. He's this kind of old, grizzled-looking man. He's got a gray beard. He's got his green hood up. On his cloak, there's a silver brooch of the Emerald Enclave, this elk with long antlers. And he says, "Ah, Alina, you finally made it. We're quite happy to see you. Please have a seat."
Excuse me, how do you know my name? And how did you find me?
Please don't be alarmed, but some of our agents in the wilderness have been watching you since you left Waterdeep. And we believe that the magic you're practicing could be very vital to our work.
Well, no duh.
Please be seated. Your friend is more than welcome to join. Loop, how are you?
What's going on? Let's have a round for the old hard cheeses. What a place
Easy.
they put on for us, huh?
Easy on the yeast drinks. Who's this guy over here? He looks interesting. He looks like he might be undead.
Turning his head, what do they see? Vixen Riggins.
Vic.
As he says that, I look up from my drink that's water. Obviously, I'm not here to get drunk. I'm here to do a mission. And I say, "Hi, name's Vixen." And he's right. We have been watching you. And my eyes slowly turn black and then back to gray.
I can back up a little bit.
I don't mean you any harm. I don't have control over this yet.
What are you?
I'm a friend. We'll leave it at that.
Well, what are you guys planning?
There's been a lot of reports lately of giants and wargs and hobgoblins killing villagers. What are we
Delane
planning, Wolfhound?
jumps in, and he's... Well, of course you know my name is not Wolfhound, but thank you, Vixen. Well, Alina, there's a situation happening north of here in a village called Nightstone. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Of course.
Now, for many years now, the people of Nightstone have been at peace with the elves from the Ardeep Forest. But lately, since the death of the Dutch, tensions are rising, and we were hoping maybe you could treat with them and to kind of ease the tension before fighting breaks out yet again.
You want me to be an ambassador between elves and humans?
It doesn't sound great at first, but you must understand the humans of Nightstone simply wish to hunt within the forest, while the elves mean to protect the wilderness and their ancient ruins of their ancient kingdom.
I look to Loop and I ask him, have you done much work like this before?
I'm not sure. Do I know the humans of Nightstone?
You would know about Nightstone. It's
I want to
almost
know your adventuring experience.
Oh, I'm an adventure to the bone.
Hmm.
All I do is adventure.
I look to the giant strange friend and ask him, will you be joining us?
I go wherever the forest needs me, young lady.
yes. I will, of course, be sending Vixen as of one of the men.
Hurrah!
Alright, I accept.
Toast up.
Oh,
Huzzah!
as you may have heard, as Vixen has mentioned, the road is a dangerous place right now, and
Wait, he didn't mention that.
I said that hobgoblins and wargs and giants afoot, young
I
lady.
didn't know they were on the road. Oh, that is dangerous. Now still go
Where do you
though.
think they were?
Lady Morwen, the Duchess of Daggerford, she has sent out many of these mercenaries that she has hired because there are hill giants afoot.
Hey, you never
The
sent a
road is
mercenary to do a warrior's job, right, Alina? Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, Vixen, especially these Zentarum fools that she has hired.
Dummy.
So,
She's not the smartest duchess I've ever met.
no, I would agree with you, Vixen. With that being said, three of you, I believe you should find somebody to help you on this dangerous travel of the road. There's somebody within Daggerford right now that I believe could help you.
Who's that?
He's a little hard on the eyes, but his magical powers could be quite useful to you.
I shudder at the sound of the word magic.
I know. Somewhere within the shanties of this town lies a sorcerer named Bonesaw. If you seek him out, I believe he will take to the road with you.
Alright, let's go seek him out then. I'm itching to get on this road.
Wait. I reach into my cloak and pull out 3 medieval-style nips and keep one and hand one to Loop and Alina, and I say, I was just kidding. This isn't water. It's straight vodka. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
I love that. Please describe to me what a medieval nip is like.
It's like a shot glass carved out of stone that kind of I guess it has a smaller rock that you have to hit a hammer into the top to like get it to fit and be airtight. So you have to put it on the edge of the table like a bottle cap and then punch it down to get the cap off.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay.
Um,
I put mine in my pocket.
so cut. So let's go ahead and cut to in the marketplace. A very finely dressed halfling is kind of scurrying about the various carts and the salesmen, easily kind of stealthing around due to the overcrowding, kind of slipping through people's legs and around, but around dresses and as he's walking through the stalls, Sibo D, you notice that one of these human salesmen has selling fine clothing, and you notice this beautifully hand-stitched red leather doublet, and immediately you say, wow, this would look great on me.
I just have to have it. I'm also taking pieces of fine spiced meats out of my satchel and eating them. Good sir, how much for this doublet?
This doublet right here, hand stitched by my own hand, not for sale for the likes of you, halfling. Be gone.
That seems fair. Let's try this again. I'm gonna slip back into the crowd, make my way around to the back side of the stall.
All right, I'm gonna say we'll give you advantage on this roll just because of your stature and just the level of just crowding.
Also fair. Ooh.
With a 23, you get right up behind him, and he's busy talking to someone who came up right behind. And you notice that he's now talking to this woman with the very same doublet, and she is expressing how great it would look on her young son.
Oof. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if while they're haggling, I could snatch it from between the two of them.
24 with just little fingers. It just slides off of his stall as they're talking about the quality of the leather and the hours that he put into the stitching.
I quickly put it on and walk toward the center of the marketplace, and then I whistle loud, and as the vendor looks over at me, I give him a wink, and then I run up Duke's way.
Oh,
So as you do this, he immediately starts screaming, "Guards! Guards! Thief! Thief!" And as you're running up Duke's way, looking over your shoulder, you notice some of these plain dressed guards on the walls are starting to come down the stairs. At this time, Bonesaw, what have you been doing? Because at this point, you're hearing the shouting of a vendor who has been incredibly racist to you in the past.
Racism.
I've just been posting up
Oh,
in
no.
a dark corner in the marketplace, observing.
So what's your passive? As you kind of dark alley, you notice a young halfling sprinting up Duke's way, buttoning up a doublet, and he's pretty much running right past you at this point.
I'm wearing basically like an all black, like kind of robe type thing with a hood that blocks my face. I want to try to grab the halfling and shove him underneath my robe, right near my dick.
Oh, jeez. That's called assault.
That's assault, brother.
I guess
In
that's
order to
gonna
hide
be.
him from the people chasing him.
You're using that as
He
an
may be a little
excuse.
Allow it.
confused at what I'm gonna attempt.
Yeah, are you gonna are you gonna say
Thumbs up,
anything
thumbs
as you
up.
grab him?
Thumbs up.
Not gonna say
I might have
anything.
flagged. Thumbs up.
Come to the promised
But
land.
I did hear an "I'll allow it" from Sibo. So instead of a grapple contest, an incredibly trusting halfling just gives up his feet and he is sucked into these black robes, completely
And then I
immersed
will
in
yell to
darkness
the
at this
guards.
point.
Are you looking for the little man?
Yes, we are. Which way did he go?
That way! And I point in the opposite direction.
Yes. the way to
Oh,
point.
thank you, sir. Thank you. And they sprint off down Duke's Way through the market, but the opposite direction that the halfling was running.
Clever.
I still
Wow.
don't say a word and leave the halfling underneath my robe. And I say, actually, I do say something. I say, shh, they're still looking for you.
I just give him a thankful pat on the thigh.
Sibo D, give me a perception check, please.
Oh man, don't roll high. You might see some things that you will never unsee under there.
Oh no.
Not good.
You, when you looked up as this hand came on your shoulder, the face you saw looked like some kind of monster.
That's why.
But you only saw it for a brief.
That's why I didn't question
Yeah.
anything.
Okay, so now these guards are past, and now you're both just kind of standing here. There's a hobbit in your trousers, and what do you do?
I'm gonna sit for at least a few more minutes and let the situation breathe.
Do you guys do you back down the alley, or are you just standing right there still?
Standing right there, still resting up against it, waiting till the guards out of my sight. Now.
Yeah, you saw them. There was two of them, and one of them kind of ran into the crowded marketplace, while the other one ran down the road, and is kind of like running along the walls on the west side.
I just
So I'll
keep
slowly
taking
down.
a breath to say something to him, but so confused by the whole situation, I just give up and stay under his cloak.
Yeah. Plus I assume this smell of my sweaty ball sack would kind of catch you up every time you try to take a breath or say something. You cough every time.
That's really painful picture.
So, Alina, Loop, and Vixen, you are traveling down Duke's Way towards the marketplace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Trudging along.
And
like, oh, look at Luke, you're the man. All eyes on you, far traveler.
as you get close to the marketplace, you immediately notice this. He seems human, but there's something else. There's something else going on, and he just kind of appears to be standing there. And go ahead and make an investigation on him.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh man.
Loop sees him and just doesn't notice a damn thing. Lonely Blade, as you walk up, you notice that there seems to be a shape that you're quite familiar with under his robes. That of
Excuse me,
kindred.
sir. Is that a halfling in your pants?
No, that's my penis.
I'm so sorry. But I still feel like I'm perceiving something more than what he's saying.
You just with passive perception, you are noticing that this penis he is describing is like it's got shoulders clearly, and
Yeah, I
it's
know what
moving
shoulders
a little
are.
bit.
All right.
And then
I'm gonna
the
walk
smell
over and see
described
what's going on.
under the robes. It has caused Sibo to sneeze.
I'll say, all right, if you want to see my penis, follow me around the corner. And I will go in, I'm assuming just out of the sight of the rest of the marketplace around the corner.
Yeah, you guys all follow this man to see his penis. You go down this dark alleyway and you a point.
I betcha.
You get to a point where the alleyway kind of widens up,
And I'm
and
gonna slowly reach down into my loins and say, You are.
I put my hand on Alina and say, "Hold up."
Don't touch me.
And I say,
Anyone here? No one here touch me. That's a general rule.
it's safe to come out now, little one, and I remove him from my robe.
What a beautiful sentence you just spoke.
Out from the dark robes of this sorcerer comes a just finely dressed halfling bearing a brand new red leather doublet.
I say, I'm sorry to just impulsively jam you down into my pants, but I cannot stand that racist son of a bitch you stole from. And actually, I don't know that he stole. But I would have seen the guy chasing after him, right, with the guards, or was it just the guard chasing?
You probably that's probably a fair guess.
All right. Well then, yeah. I'll just stick with, I'm sorry for impulsively sticking you down my pants, but I felt it was the right thing to do.
I'd rather just not address it and let's just start over and move on.
We can move on from this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping neither one of you is Bonesaw.
You would be incorrect in your.
Jeez. Well, we kind of have a mission, and
Oh man, cheers to Bonesaw.
what was his name? Wolfhound?
Time to
Winterhound?
adventure.
Delane Winterhound.
Delaney?
Delane Winterhound told us you might be interested in helping us with your magic. What kind of magic
Fucking-
do you practice, by the way?
Old Delaney is crazy, man.
The way this last week has gone for me, I need to leave this area immediately. So I will agree to accompany you on your trip.
It's a lot of additional information that makes me less sure about the answer, but cool.
Wait a second. I want to pull Lonely Blade and Loop aside.
We're gonna step aside.
Yeah, and I want to say.
How far aside though? You have to be pretty far aside.
Yeah, I'm far enough that you can't see me or hear me. I mean. And
Just wait a sec.
I wanna. Yeah, I put up a finger. I put a hand on Alina's shoulder, obviously, to bring my point across. And I say, listen, Winter Dog has never led me wrong, but this dude is
Winterhound.
sketchy.
You guys gotta get
What's up,
names
dog?
right.
Old Delaney Winterhound, man. Guy's crazy.
Yeah,
Delaney he's never led me astray, but this guy is fucking weird. What's he gonna do with this halfling now? Is that like part of him? Is that like a
They
part
do
of his
seem
magic?
like- They seem like a 2-for-1 kind of deal.
Yeah, like that's weird, man. I don't know if we should trust these guys.
I'm gonna lean in and say, "We can hear you."
Oh, where'd he come from?
No, we'd stepped aside. All right, well.
All right,
well,
let's go
I
back.
wasn't trying.
I'm gonna
to
say-
Yeah,
hear
I like
you.
these guys. They're widows. And he's down to
Listen.
adventure.
We know we need a magic user, but little guy, what's your name?
My name's Placebo.
What do you bring to the table? We might have use for you. You just snuck into my aside group.
What do I
it's a
bring?
really nice doublet too.
This
It seems out of your price
this
range.
fine new doublet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
You know what? I like the way you dress. I'd rather have you than the wizard, actually.
Agreed.
Is he a wizard or a sorcerer? We'll get
All
to the
magic
bottom of
people
that.
they're all magic trash.
Well, little Lonely Blade, what do you say we get on this quest? Now that we got this huge crew to roll with.
I actually like that you called me Little Lonely Blade, but yes, I agree. Let's do that.
All
Where does
right.
this quest of yours lead to?
Yeah,
north
no
of
details
here.
to the new members.
Well, they're both like wanted for crimes apparently, so they're very motivated to leave.
Yeah, I'm like, let's go.
We're going to the
for the
Arwood
record,
Get outta here.
Forest, but what's the
I
name
never
of the town?
specified. What
I know, I
did was
didn't ask to be
illegal.
clear.
You need to speak with the Duchess of Nightstone
Okay.
to treat with the elves of the R Deep Forest.
RD. Alright. So yeah, I relay that message to them. I fill them in on what I know of the mission.
we'll say, Sibo, you've probably never been to Nightstone, but you have heard that Nightstone it's almost like a tourist attraction because in the center of town there is this very strange black stone, massive in size, that just radiates magical energy. In over like centuries, people have come to try to determine what the this item does, and really no one's ever been able to figure it out.
Oh, the old magic ball.
Mm.
So is this about the stone?
This sounds
Uh,
awesome.
no, that's just a little something about.
Just a little
That's just what
something
you've
I know.
read.
Yeah, like as a tourist destination, we should check out Nightstone right now.
You know, but tourist destinations are likely to be attacked by giants. So we should be careful.
Agreed.
That is some interesting insight.
Well, I was gonna say terrorists, but I feel like the same holds true for giants in this climate.
Before we leave, is there anything available at the market right now?
Oh, there is plenty available.
Yeah,
Flash,
we
do
should
we
probably
have
fill
any
our
money?
wares. How do we add stuff to our journal or our sheet?
Edit button?
There is a page.
plus
I think it's
button?
this. Yes, there's a plus button for items and stuff like that.
Can I
Yeah.
edit my cantrips myself? The first 4 I have to pick, or should I just send them to you?
You can edit them if they're real spells.
So the only issue is though is with the one I have, I also have cantrips from a different. They're real, but I get the cleric cantrip. I get cleric spells as well.
Oh yeah. If you want to swap any out for cleric, yeah, you definitely can.
Okay, nice.
Do you have any in mind?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
thinking of
Yeah, if
going
you just
with-
want to swap them out.
Do you want me to tell you, or just attempt to do it?
If you want to just tell me, and
I
if
think I'm
you
going
just
with-
if you know what they do, I'll add them to your sheet later, so you can just click them. But for now, if you just want to go off, that you
Yeah.
know about them.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, what do you
tell-
want to add?
I'm gonna go with Toll the Dead and Spare the Dying from the cleric class.
And those are cantrips.
Yes.
Toll of the Dead and Spare the Dying.
Yeah, because I think I get 4 cantrips. So
Yeah, and what are you gonna replace?
Fuck. I'm probably just gonna select 2 more. I might replace all. I don't know even. Fuck. Let's see. Well, just stick with those 2 for now, I guess, and then the other ones are in my class, so I can change those. But I'm
Okay.
I'm probably gonna go with either Mage Hand and Poison or Mage Hand and Firebolt.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, yeah, so you guys are interested in hitting the market, eh?
Well, I'm still not with the group. They're all still talking to each other amongst themselves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you guys are having an aside that Sibo kind of interrupted.
No,
It doesn't
I thought
affect me.
We
Just
all.
Oh no, yeah, he's right. And you kind of walked over and talked about Nightstone.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good.
So, what is there anything in particular you guys are looking to purchase?
Can I purchase like a bow? Would I be able to shoot that?
You would not. I don't think you'd be
I'm
proficient
not
in it.
proficient. Is it a simple weapon or a martial weapon?
Please say that again. Oh yeah. You know what? You would be. It's a martial weapon.
Nice. How much would one of those run you?
So, what are you looking for? A short bow, long bow?
Well, what's the price range? What's the like? What are we looking at for stats? Price range?
A long bow. I also don't want to get too deep into it, but I don't think you have very much money.
No,
I
I don't.
have
That's what
money.
I'm asking.
Longbow is 50 gold.
Yeah, I'm broke. Okay.
And while
Never
we're
mind.
in this,
Maybe at the next
Um,
town, I say, friend.
Yeah,
Have that.
I'm sick of the marketplace all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't care for the marketplace either.
I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here, man.
while we're still in this alley, I'm gonna strip down, go through my bag, and change outfits, which I always do 5 to 7 times a day. And
What?
I'm also gonna go through my collection of false facial hair, and I think I'll go with the mustache.
Are you doing this in front of us?
Yeah, you guys are cool with it. Just in case I bump into that vendor again, I would like to pop the mustache on
I'm losing faith in the mission.
and change my hat.
Yeah, he's changing his hat.
All right, so what's next for this ragtag group of adventurers?
Is anyone else buying anything or trying? I think we're all poor. What like time of day is it?
It's about high noon,
High noon, broad daylight, sunny out.
and you would know that Nightstone heading north up the road is going to be about a day's travel, about 80 miles.
80 miles. Holy hell. Is there anywhere to
Up-
stop
up-
along the
up
way
and-
that we think if we have to camp?
Plenty of campsites, no towns or anything, but
No sense
easy
dilly
enough
dallying.
to.
You guys ready to just hit the trail?
Oh, I'm ready to fucking hit the trail, man. Like camping. Let's hit it.
I think we're
Camping
gonna
out
hit the
tonight.
trail. That's my vote.
I'm all in, baby.
All right. In that case,
All right,
I strip down again and put on my travel outfit, and my travel hat, and
When
my
you say
travel
strip
goatee.
down, you get naked?
Yeah, well, I gotta change my. I'm not gonna put clothes over my other clothes.
That's so true.
Connor, what's a Python? Piton.
It's a metal thing that you put into a wall with an eye in it that you can put that you
Yeah,
can loop
It's
rope
rigging
through.
gear. It's rigging
Yeah.
gear.
It's the
A piton? What? It's like a lifting lug. It's like an
a
eye
piece of
bolt.
metal you stick into stone. Yeah, it's an eye bolt.
Yeah, it's like an eye bolt with like a spike on the end.
Yeah.
You kind of like jam it into a wall.
Oh, okay. And then you can use it to run rope through it. Some rigging shit.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay.
Okay, so the sorcerer shows you his around the marketplace through the alleyways, and you come to the main gate on the west side of town, and you immediately notice Sibo and Bonesaw, that the two guards who were looking for Sibo earlier are standing at the gate, pretty vigilant, looking around at anyone who comes and goes past their eyesight.
How confident do I want to be right now?
I whisper to Bonesaw, by the way, why do you need to get out of here so bad?
We don't have time to discuss that right this second,
Oh, jeez. Alright.
but in due time.
All right, Connor. I'm gonna walk up to these two guards, and like to the side where their back should be turned to us, so that they can walk behind them, and start asking them for directions. And since they look me in the eye and how beautiful I am, they have to extend me every courtesy and do the utmost to tell me where the directions are. They'd be able to walk behind them.
Boys, I think we're fine. We can just walk right out of here.
He wants to show off
Now-
how pretty he is.
Yeah, this would be true if they were commoners, which they are not.
Well,
Damn it.
in this case, they have no problem with you, Bonesaw, right? So
Yeah.
move
They
you
only
dick to
want
the
to
side and
let-
let me get back in there.
Vixen,
You're always
please make
welcome.
a investigation. Vixen, make an investigation check on these two guards.
You talking to me?
Yep, investigation check.
Okay, sorry. I'm fucking doing shit on my bio. Investigation check.
Rocking an
better than
8,
Luke.
you're just like, yeah,
That's
these
Luke.
are guards.
That's Luke.
These are oh, that's Loop. Yeah, Vixen.
Vixen, do better.
Nope,
Fuck.
exact same roll.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? We'll call Loop's roll that he was aiding you because he's also familiar with Daggerford. And with a 13, you notice that these two guards are both wearing a brooch with a snake with wings flying downwards. You are familiar with the symbol as the sign of the Zentarum, which are also known as the Black Network, a faction of the North.
Oh boy.
So they're like the Men in Black?
They're more like a.
What'd you say? Was a
shady-
snake with a dagger symbol
They're a snake with wings.
with wings?
Why don't we have this in our journal anymore, Connor?
Do you not?
Because no, I don't have any of this in my journal anymore. That's why I'm trying to read about it. To be familiar. It's not in there. Our journals only have the player characters and then the goblins and wargs. That's the only handouts.
And torch.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
Go ahead and check it out now.
There we go. Thank you. It's the picture.
Yeah, well, that's
There we go. Wait, that's just a picture too.
That's all
and
you need to know.
how about now?
No.
Yes.
Hold up. Now it won't come up.
All right. Well, it says the Zentarum, also known as the Black Network, is an unscrupulous shadow network that seeks to expand its influence and power base throughout the North. Its members crave wealth and personal power, though the public face of the organization appears much more benign, offering the best mercenaries money can buy. Adventurers allied with the Zentarum are free to profit as they see fit, either by helping or hindering.
Hmm.
I didn't hear the last line about helping or hindering.
That's fine. I wasn't supposed to read it anyways.
All right.
All right, so you're approaching this gate. There's two Zentarum guards guarding the gate. These two guards had previously been searching for Sibo D and were deceived by Bonesaw.
I'm
And
wearing
now
a different
Sibo's-
outfit, and I got this sweet goatee on.
Are you under his dress again or not?
Yeah, I'll pop in there too.
That's super
So-
hidden.
Boom. Just like that, you are hidden as all hell.
Nice.
All right, who's leading the charge?
I
I'll just
will.
casually
The
start
charge?
walking through.
I'm walking confidently.
All right, Alina, as you approach the gate, they immediately put a hand out to stop you and say, "Excuse me, miss. We're looking for a halfling, though he is a male. Have you seen anyone?"
Have I seen anyone?
Now,
Area. No, I've seen many halflings, including myself.
This one in particular is wearing a red doublet.
A red doublet? No, to be honest, I don't even really know what a doublet is. Is it like a vest?
I do believe so. If I'm being honest with you, miss, I don't know myself.
Yeah, well,
There's
no,
reported
I haven't.
stolen goods in the marketplace.
Stolen goods? No. All the halflings I know are upstanding folk.
Go ahead and roll deception. I'll give you advantage because these guys are pretty dumb.
Deception?
Oh
yeah,
my god.
strong.
He puts his hand down and says, "Please excuse me for stopping you. Have a lovely day." And they step aside.
I say I was using speak with animals to communicate with you, and then I walk along.
He kind of looks over his shoulder as you guys pass by.
No, he doesn't. I rolled a 22.
All right. So you guys travel right on out of Daggerford.
Woo!
Level 4
And
at least. Though.
you guys on the road again.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Are we in a Homestar Runner video? Oh, wait, where'd it go?
So if you guys zoom out and come along the coastline, about halfway down, you'll see Daggerford. There's a Skyrim arrow. I'll do some bloop bloops in red.
Yeah.
And just above it.
Where are we? Oh, I see.
So just to the north, you will see up the high road is Nightstone.
Oh, it's like the next town.
Yep, about 80 miles north and about 10 miles west.
So we're taking the high road, yes.
Yeah, it seems the safest
I
bet
wrote
if there's
that
giants about.
All right, so traveling up the high road, as you pass by, it's a very popular, well-traveled road. So you would definitely see, carts go by, maybe an adventurer here and there traveling south. Yeah, how's the road treat you guys?
Well,
I'm loving it.
do you guys have food? Or any of you good at foraging?
You all have rations.
Rations, yeah.
Well, I take out 4
I
good berries.
I got my fruit.
I give everyone a good berry. One of these will
playing
sustain you for 24 hours.
Looks tasty.
So
Yeah,
we'll
it's also
say
good
about
for one hit.
Thanks, little lonely blade.
Thanks.
So about halfway through your travels north, coming up the road to kind of a desolate part, you probably hear the waves of the ocean to the west, but to the right, to the east, there's kind of just fields. And Vixen, make a perception check. Actually, I'm sorry, no. With your passive perception, you notice there's a shadow on the ground kind of circling around you guys.
Shadow. Yo, Vixen.
You're muted.
I've been trying to talk to you guys this whole time. I look to the skies.
Jesus.
Looking to the skies, you see what appears to be a vulture of enormous stature.
Guys,
Oh, jeez.
that's vulture, I think. And there must be something weird up here on this road, man. I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna take a shot at the vulture with my crossbow.
Whoa! I say
Go right ahead.
No, I put his hand down immediately. I say it's just an animal. Don't provoke it.
Yeah, you know, man, what this is a nature mission. If you're gonna keep killing nature, I don't know.
What do you mean by
Alright.
something weird ahead? You think something
I don't
dead
know.
ahead?
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
I'm just getting a really bad feeling, Alina. It's I mean, the vulture isn't circling us, man. It's circling something.
Something is dead
It
nearby.
Can I make a
it is
nature
circling
check?
you.
Oh,
Yes, you can.
I want to make a nature check.
What are you trying to figure out?
Well, I guess, yeah, I kind of feel the vibe. Is this thing like stalking
Yeah.
us, I guess?
Can I make a perception check?
No. With your check, you would notice that this is a giant vulture. And being a halfling all your life, you would know that a giant vulture of this size would view a halfling as an easy meal.
I get very close to the tall people. And is there trees around anywhere?
I'm the tallest.
Completely
No
open
tree.
space.
Hey, Alina, I'll protect you.
Ugh. I wish I was level 2. Well, I guess we should continue on, but keep watching this thing. But you should notch your arrow and, yeah, get ready to fire on it if it's coming closer.
Yeah,
Go ahead and put your guys, your tokens in the order that you would be walking up the road.
Vixen first.
That must be-
What are you doing? I'm trying to be on top of you. I'm walking in your wake.
Sibo?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with my man here. I feel closest to him since seen his dick.
In his monster face.
All right. Let's. So as you're traveling, you've walked a good amount at this point, and you notice this vulture has just been following you in wide circles, sweeping larger and larger to keep over you.
Is there any like forest we know that were nearby?
Yeah.
To get out of like cover from like forest cover. You know, I have a map of Farron.
Looking at your map, you would notice that the nearest forest for cover would be the Ardeep Forest, which is about 40 miles away, and where you are headed currently.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any ideas about killing a giant flying bird?
I say we just keep ignoring it and just keep on going, guys.
I have speak with animals
That-
and animal friendship. Should I try to talk
yeah.
to it?
Yes. Let's get on this guy's side. He could be cool.
I
Does
don't
it
want
talk?
to open a dialogue though, because I'm the one that he might pick up and fly away with.
I'll cover, man. I'm all in on covering you. You go, I go.
Yeah, I have my action ready with longbow, Connor.
Just if it swoops down.
And
Yeah.
I'm
if
gonna
it
walk
down
up.
violently.
I walk to Alina and say, I
Or we could just
I
keep
reach
on
into my bag and pull out
walking.
a long fancy coat and say, if you get on my shoulders, we'll be one tall person.
I nod like an anime character. I go, and I do it.
And we put the coat on.
But I have to be on top.
If I had a gold
Yeah,
for
yeah.
every time I've heard that.
All right. Well, anyways,
My man.
I guess I'm gonna use. Can I use them in tandem? I don't know how to use, but yeah, I want to use speak with animals and say, "Hey, vulture." But I also want to use animal friendship.
You can use one of them out of initiative.
Ooh, if I can only use one, then I will. Yeah, well then I will use animal friendship. It has to pass a wisdom save.
Right. Oh, hold on a second.
Where's my spell AC or DC
Yeah.
on my character sheet?
Oh, you rolled a 18.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, that's not good. It's not that high.
We rolling
I think it's
initiative?
15
again?
or 14.
If you're looking at your character sheet,
Yeah.
all the way to the right, it says spells.
Yeah. All right.
Click that, and then on the top you have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's saved. And I don't know if there's any. Yeah. So it just failed.
All right. So what we're gonna do is roll for initiative. I'll just do that for you guys.
Oh, jeez. I wish I could freaking. Don't let them take the halflings, guys.
Yeah, this isn't ideal.
Let's see. What can I use here?
I really wish we could have talked to somebody about getting the forces or something. Hindsight's 2020.
Loop.
Kicking it off.
You kick it off. You see this vulture has, during one of its wide loops, it has kind of dropped its large wings and is kind of in a dive bomb towards these two halflings standing in a shoulder. Alina on Siba's shoulders, making a 6 foot tall halfling on halfling.
I say placebo. Hold on tight.
And it's heading straight towards the two of them.
It appears that way.
I'm gonna yell at them to get cover
We can't, man.
hide
We're
if
in
we can.
initiative.
or hide if they can. Get stealth. And then I'm gonna take a shot at his face with my
right.
crossbow. Or actually, no. I'm gonna put the crossbow to the side and wield my short sword and my shield.
Now, this is still in the air, so it is at range.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's at
man. I
range.
think you gotta go distance attack.
Alright, yep. Then I'll just ripping a shot off, light crossbow.
Dude, I don't know how to attack this thing.
How do I? Okay, ready?
Yep. Oh, you know that hits, so click the words crossbow. Light crossbow.
That's what I clicked.
No,
Hey,
click
click
the
it.
bolt.
Now that it's in
Yeah,
chat.
well,
Click that.
Boom. So firing the crossbow into the sky, a bolt hits this thing in the shoulder, dealing 4 damage. The giant vulture.
Nice. Oh gosh.
That's gonna swoop down at the halflings, and it is going to attack with its beak at Sibo, and it's gonna deal 5 damage to Sibo.
What?
Damn.
Sibo, no.
And then it is going to grab at Alina with its talons. And that will be. It's gonna miss. So when it hit Sibo with its beak, he kind of stumbled backwards and it reached out with its talons and wasn't able to grab you. Sibo, now bleeding with a grievous beak wound,
Oh,
and
no.
Alina on your shoulders. What do you do?
I first.
Do we have to use an action to separate?
Yes, you do.
I first will shout out. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I'm feeling quite weary.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Also, after it missed, it's gonna fly a little further away.
All right.
Sure.
Well,
It's about 20 feet away. It's 20 feet away now.
and then I'm going to say to Alina, stay very still, and I'm gonna notch an arrow.
All right.
Uh-oh. How do I click it? What do I click
For what?
to shoot my bow?
You click bow.
Where's that?
Hold shift and double click your token. That'll bring up your character sheet.
Oh. Sorry, I don't know where it is. Short bow. I can't click it.
You miss.
Oh.
So because of the weight on your shoulders, your arrow flies wild.
All right, I'm gonna cast Thunderwave.
All right.
We got this thing, dude.
Did that work? Come on. What? Yeah. Oh, it has to-
Constitution throw.
Yeah.
DC 13.
Oh, it's half damage though. Haha.
So he
Damn it.
passes and he takes 3 damage.
Hang in there, little
Any-
feller.
And bone saw.
Bone saw this bone. I cannot hear Cameron talking.
What he just did pushed it away from us.
It's like 20 feet away.
Oh yeah, he moved it 10 feet.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So now he's 30 feet away.
Well, I'm going to just shoot a firebolt at it.
Good call.
All right.
Which I do not have added, but it's 1d10 fire. So I'm just going to roll a 1d10.
All right. Give me 1 second. I might just. Is it a save or to hit?
Let me see.
It's a range. Oh my god. Oh.
Spell attack. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not a
it's a
save.
hit.
So it's gonna go ahead and be 1d20 plus 5.
Do it up, bone saw.
I don't think it's. Oh,
Okay.
2 hit. All right. I was gonna say it's not 1d20 damage.
Yeah, you get a hit.
Oh shit. Ooh. 10.
Plus 5, right?
Yeah.
Does it have a 10?
That hits. So go ahead and roll
Oh.
1d10 fire damage.
We got this thing, guys.
I hope so, man. Placebo's hurting, and I'm standing on him still.
Ooh, dealing 9 damage. And many of its
Whoa!
feathers ignite in flame. Vixen, you see this fiery vulture kind of flying around about 30 feet away. What do you do?
I look at Tebow, and as a bonus action, I say, "You're gonna live, friend." And I look back at it, and I shoot my longbow at it,
What,
and I rolled a
20? Did it
unnatural
20 damage?
20 is gonna hit.
boom. So 5 damage.
Woo!
Fuck yeah.
All right. That is nearly a death blow. This vulture is on fire, and its blood is pouring to the ground as it's
I
flying
wanna
away.
be friends with you.
Get thrown around. Tossed around like a salad.
I hope
Loop.
none of the nature enthusiasts see this.
I yelled towards the creature to go fuck itself. and I take a shot with my crossbow.
14.
Hit.
That hits.
Hey,
Shot
Luke.
that thing. Yeah.
describe the first kill of the campaign.
I was like, yo, bird, go fuck yourself. And then the dart was like right into its eyeball, and it just dive bombed.
Boom.
Hit the
I say-
middle of the.
I say he put it on a kebab for us. It's already cooked, and I run right over.
Oh. And then I bust out the ocarina flute. And I jam.
Placebo. You can eat that. We should all give placebo our good berries, actually.
Wait.
Take
I'm
those
gonna
good
walk
berries.
over to
Already.
Steve and put my hand on his head, and he feels himself get 1 hit point better.
Nice. The good berry is also 1 hit point.
Sweet.
So
Pop a couple berries.
So maybe keep your berries if you want. It's up to you. I gave them to you guys to do what you want with them.
Yeah, I just gave him technically a good berry, but I'm keeping mine. I gave him a hand berry.
anybody else? Anyone gonna donate their berries?
I like already exclaimed that I ate mine like as soon as I received it. So.
All right. So
Ginny, you can have this. Here, toss.
He's feeling better in no time.
yeah.
Nom, 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 nom.
All right. Awesome. First combat.
Wait,
Feels
hey,
good.
I run up and take my arrow out of it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, can we get our shit back?
Who
Pass.
missed? Oh,
I
yeah.
got 2
Sibo,
Yeah.
you will not be able to retrieve yours. You know what? Yes, you can because you're just in a wide open plain. You would have seen where it landed.
Woohoo!
Hey, it's
So,
over here, Steve-O. Come get it.
Yeah, we all see it. What a bad shot it was. It's like stuck in a stump way off in the distance.
All right. So at this point, you guys have traveled about halfway to Nightstone, and the sun has begun setting. You've gotten to a bit of a skirmish there. So Sibo especially is feeling a little bit winded from today's travels.
All right.
Do you guys
I'm
want
gonna
to
set up
find somewhere to
camp
go
over here.
rest?
Yeah, let's set up camp.
Yeah.
What time is it? Can we tell?
He said it's
Can
getting
I have a
dark.
watch or like can we see the
But,
sun?
the sun is setting, but you can. It's that weird time of day where the sun is setting, but you're starting to see the moon and a couple of stars.
Ooh, nice, bright. Yeah, we're gonna set up camp.
Let's do it.
Right.
Time for
All
a rest.
right. So
Can I
Good night.
what do I got? I don't got really anything. What's a tinderbox? That's just like
That-
something to blow fire
What
with.
you used to make this fire.
fire.
Yeah. I'll use my tinderbox so we can start a fire tonight.
Sweet.
I can start a fire at whim.
That's
Boys.
helpful also.
So do I just remove one? Keep it at 0 now?
What? Oh yeah, no. That is multiple uses.
Hey, Connor, while they're
What?
getting the fire ready, I just like
Oh.
sit on the ground and start glowing so that the people think that there's a fire there. So we all have nighttime light until the fire gets lit.
Yeah. So you guys noticed that.
Some weird people. Some weird people.
Yeah, that Vixen seems to just be emanating light from his very existence. While Loop is working with his tinderbox on the flame, and after a while, he catches an ember, and you guys are sitting around a nice warm fire.
Mm.
Sibo
Anybody
tends
know any ghost stories?
I know a story about a bird that used to eat halflings, but I feel like it won't be scary now.
I ain't afraid
Yeah,
of no
roasted that bird.
Hmm.
All right. So I would take it at that point you're taking a long
We're all
rest.
just we're all just hitting the winding
Yeah, we
down
gotta do it
after
in
all.
shifts though, because there's giants and goblins afoot.
Precisely. Who's taking first watch?
I will.
I can. Well, I guess we only need one person, right?
We need
I'm
one
going
that
to
has
bed.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy, you should go to bed. I'll
Go to
hang
bed.
out. Like I'm good to go.
All
Not
right.
that sleepy.
I'm gonna go to
So
bed as
as
well then.
night descends and the glow of Vixen dies out as he sleeps, your only light source is this campfire, so you don't have great visibility. Far, far in the distance, almost like an echo through the fields, you hear this roaring voice, like it just huge, deep, and guttural. It says, "Get me food," and then you hear boom, boom. But just based off of it, you feel like this is very, very far away, but there is no doubt about it. This is a giant somewhere nearby.
Can I tell whether it's from like the east, north, south, west,
It's definitely
or
coming
any
from
other direction?
definitely from the
east?
east and far inland. Like not
Is there
at
any
all.
estimation on like miles? Any like like
You
could
probably
I be able
couldn't
to tell
pinpoint.
if it was like 10 to 20 miles?
No, but you can based off of like you heard it echo.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
you
you
would
could say
imagine
it's far.
it's far. It is not an immediate threat.
Okay, but it's from the east. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just be like, all right. When's my shift up? I'll let the next guy whose shift turn it is.
Pass on that info.
I'll pass on that info to the next guy when it's his turn. So like whenever it's time, like I'll fucking nudge someone and take my rest.
So we wake up Alina, and
Oh,
Alina, you
well,
kind of you get this news about a giant voice far away, but you don't hear anything, and your night watch passes uneventfully, and your watch lasts long enough to see as the sun start rising. And before long, day has begun, and you notice your new party begins to stir awake.
Good morning.
I wake up suddenly.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
But I don't mention a word about why I woke up dramatic.
Jesus, this guy's mysterious. Have we seen his face yet?
No, unless you peeked underneath my hood while I was sleeping.
I certainly did not.
I've seen it, but I'm not comfortable telling anyone about it.
Well, so all right. Well, so I think there's like a really big giant somewhere around here, and he sounds hungry.
Were you
I
gonna
don't
tell us
know
about
if we're
that?
ready for a giant.
Say that again.
I never repeat myself.
I don't know if you said you're ready or not ready, because if it's a very different meanings.
And you shall never know.
Oh, Jesus. Well, let me
No.
just say, I hope we don't run into a hungry giant. Does
Yeah.
anyone know anything about the giants around here?
Nah. Maybe.
You're all kind of familiar with giants as a species,
Of course
but
we know giants.
Right,
There's
but
no
it is
distinction. There's no distinction in the howl that I would like separate it from something like.
no. It is probably odd to you to that there's giants this far south.
It's
Okay.
this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm down to eat whatever.
I'm down to eat whatever also. I'm very hungry.
Yeah, count me in.
Yeah,
That
this
doesn't
bastard
phase
get
us,
camping.
though. We're not gonna pass this giant. It doesn't sound like. You guys aren't afraid, are you?
No, it's not. It didn't sound that close. We should just keep moving.
I agree.
Keep moving.
I concur.
All right. So on this day, you got about 40 miles to travel. It's kind of an uneventful day. You pass some commoners, some travelers coming down the high road, until yet again evening approaches, and you spot a wooden signpost next to the trail that heads north into some hills that you see kind of off in the distance, not far. And nailed to the post are 3 arrow-shaped signs. There are 2 heading, one north and one south. The one north says Waterdeep etched into it. One etched towards the south says Daggerford, and those are traveling along the high road in opposite directions. But the third beckons you to follow a trail into the east, and that stone, that sign is etched with the words Nightstone.
No, damn it. What are you thinking, guys? This path's leading us right to the fucking giant. I heard it last night. And he's hungry.
Well, maybe we can use this giant to get the humans and the elves on the same page. Common threat. Boom.
That's smart. How we gonna get to Nightstone though? That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Well, we'll keep our eyes open for a giant. I don't think they're gonna sneak up on us, right?
I hope not.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna walk there.
The giant vulture snuck up on us.
That's true, but they can fly, man. We took care of that. I think we should just keep walking. Follow the signpost.
I'm on board. It's adventure on. Heading east.
Adventure?
All right.
Hold up, Connor. I take a couple minutes to draw a picture of the signs in a small leather-bound book.
Sick.
Very
Hmm.
sick.
Are you learning how to read and write?
Something like that.
Just a good sketch artist.
All right. So beautifully drawn into his journal. Takes
No.
a few minutes. Not beautifully drawn?
No, I'm saying don't talk about what I put in my journal.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you guys travel down this path to the east, following this this marker towards the Nightstone, and you travel about 10 miles. And as you get closer, you start hearing the sound of bells. And
Bells.
the sound grows louder and louder as you get closer to what you now see as a village contained by a wooded palisade. And beyond that, you see a windmill and a tall steeple and the high-pitched rooftops of several other buildings. Apart from the ringing of the bell, you really don't detect any other activity coming from the village.
This is Nightstone, right?
This is night.
Oh,
And
cool.
So we don't think there's any people around either?
Well, you're a distance away.
Alright.
You just haven't seen anything yet.
We made it, guys.
The trail ends. So yeah, if you follow up the trail towards Nightstone, which do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should push forth.
Yep. We're heading right to the bridge. Yeah.
The trail ends before a lower drawbridge that spans the moat surrounding the village. Beyond the drawbridge, 2 stone watchtowers flank an open gap in the palisade. South of the village and surrounded by the river moat is a cone-shaped, flat-top hill on which stands a stone keep enclosed by a wooden wall. The keep, which overlooks the village, has partially collapsed. A wooden bridge that once connected the keep to the village has also partially collapsed.
Dang.
Yeah. What
Does that
happened?
look like new damages or
Does this
old
look like
damage?
distinctly like giants or any like evidence?
Yeah.
Can we roll a perception or something to see?
From where you're at, you're kind of at a distance, but if you were to enter the town, you might be able to.
Yeah. I like carefully walk along the bridge and into the town.
Oh,
Alright, so
jeez. Why
You're up.
is the town so dark?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's black.
it's like if we were in a dungeon. Like line of
Oh.
sight. I mean, I guess it's behind a wall, technically.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to see behind walls.
Yeah.
So yeah, here you guys stand at this lower drawbridge. You've noticed nobody at these gates.
You
Guys,
guys
we
want
should
to
be careful. Everyone's
carefully
tense
walk
around.
in and take an old peek around?
Yeah.
This place looks pretty rough.
So as you enter, you notice that there are massive boulders crashed into all over this village. Some of the houses, the buildings seem to have collapsed rooftops. And in the middle where you have entered, in this courtyard of stone, you notice a massive crater in the ground, though there is no stone there.
I look around. Does it appear like there's anybody here at all? Like,
Go
shot-
ahead and make an investigation.
Ooh.
investigation or purse for?
No, that's perfect. That's Lonely Blade. Lonely Blade. As you guys enter the village and notice this just massive destruction and this strange crater in the middle of the courtyard, you see 2 strange-looking wolf-like creatures
Oh,
round
jeez.
the corner. They have blood on their muzzles, and they also seem to have harnesses kind of wrapped around them and saddles on their back, though there is nobody riding them. You would recognize these to be wargs.
Oh no.
And
Hide behind the nearest boulder.
that is... Oh, wait,
I'd like-
1 second. One.
Guys, there were goblins here.
Really? I thought giants were throwing those rocks. Oh, well, there's
They
a
might-
goblin on them.
What are these wargs?
Yeah.
As these 2 wargs round the corner, they don't seem to notice you.
I want to make a beeline for the nearest house, which is like above us,
House.
or to our left.
So
Yeah.
go ahead and all of you make a stealth check.
You said they have harnesses and like what? Like a dang? Is there like a dangling like leash, kind of like a horse?
Yes, exactly.
And what? They're just standing over what? Or are they standing near anything, or just out in the open?
They're just out in the open now. They just rounded a corner around a large house.
Can I attempt to use my mage hand and tie
Shit,
their
I rolled a
leashes
2.
together?
Right back. I need a charger.
Well, first I'll do a stealth check. How do I bring up the skills again? Like the macros again, or is there one for it?
You would just click your token, but I can tell you right now that Mage Hand has a range of 30 feet, and they're about
Oh,
105 feet away.
Oh, okay.
I also want to point out that a square on this map is worth 10 feet, not 5.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Lonely Blade.
Yeah.
That's a nat 1. You can roll again.
Oh yeah. How do I know? Oh, so that's annoying. I gotta be looking out for that.
Yeah, the red square is a nat.
Nat 1. Yeah, you're right. Sweet. Good call, halfling friend. Oh yeah. Lucky 13.
All right, so you guys make a beeline to the house just above you. As you do,
Who is smashing all this shit?
hey Joe,
Joe.
That's me when I
Joe,
put
can
my
you
hood on. Sorry.
can you not wear your hood? Because every time it brushes up against the mic, it's deafening.
Yeah, that's fucking
What if
rough.
I just-
Yeah, that would, stop moving your head then. Jesus.
Okay. I had to put it on initially.
Cool.
Next time I'll put the mic on after I put my hood.
Pretty good.
Well, just hit the mute button.
No, I want you headless, sir.
All right, if
All
you
right,
guys
got it.
scroll all the way to the right now of the map, you guys will see that you managed to run into this house.
Oh, geez.
When you did, Vixen, you noticed as you were running with your extremely large stature, one of these wargs snapped its head and watched you run into this house.
Yeah, he's seen me.
As you enter, dun, 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 dun,
Hey.
you immediately notice that this is not a house, but it is a temple. And in it, there are many relics and different symbols of the god of dawn, Lathander, and Myliki,
Hey, it's
the
all
goddess of the forest.
it's all blacked out. A lot of it's blacked out except our sight line, and I should have a ring of light around me. And 60 feet of dark vision.
It's not dark. It's what you can see is just line of sight.
Yeah, because we're in a room and the doors are like open, so you can only see inside with your line of sight. You know, you can't see through the wall.
Well, we should get like can
Wait,
we
so if I
secure
turn
the
like this,
door?
Say
Huh?
again?
Can we secure the entryway? Like we feel like those dogs might be coming after us, right?
There's so you can notice that when you enter, there's 3 doors. One of them you entered, and another one right beside it, and one is about 10 feet away to the right. There are bookcases and various furniture. You feel like you could slide up against these doors to protect yourselves.
Do you guys want to secure this door or go down into one of these other rooms and maybe find a better place to hide?
You
Well,
mean
I think-
slide a bookcase over?
yeah, slide a bookcase over, then we'll go check out that other room and see if it's better.
Oh wait, bookcase is over. Never mind. Carry on.
All right, let's rearrange some furniture.
Yeah, we're interior decorating, DM.
So as you guys ran closer to this temple and you were hearing these bells ringing, You immediately notice when you got into this room, the source of these ringing bells are coming from this room, and it seems like the door up and to the left. It's coming from behind these doors.
Can
I
you
want to
ding
use
that on the
my-
map?
Wait.
I don't know what you're... Oh, okay.
And what was the
Continue.
door we came in?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm right in front of it.
The one on the left or the one on the right?
The left.
Are these stairs right here?
Yes.
Going downstairs? Going down
Well,
into
should-
the basement or something? Can I go down into the basement and peek down there?
Well, should we check out all these bells?
Yeah, I want to use my mage hand and open this door.
Do it.
Okay.
Well, did we block the front door first?
Yeah, there's benches in this temple. You've like wedged them up against the doors, and you feel
Actually,
confident. But
from
but you
here
also
on
don't.
out, I just want to make a note. Anything that I can possibly move with my mage hand, I do that versus physically moving it with my hands.
Okay, so this mage hand extends out and opens the door. When it does, you immediately see this back room contains a plain wooden bed where it seems like a bedroom of some kind, but the mattress has been torn open and straw is pulled everywhere, like all over the room, and the floor is strewn with contents of some kind of chest. It looks like priestly, like something a priest had. But what you do see is two goblins, and they
No.
are swinging from a knotted rope that hangs up into a vaulted ceiling. And as they are swinging together, every time they hit one side, the bell dings back and forth.
Wait, to
Can
be
I-
clear, they're dead?
They are not dead. No, they're just like jumping,
Oh.
their feet hit the ground, they jump up, and they're swinging crazily, making the bell ring. As the door swings open, the two goblins look over and see you, and they fall from the knotted rope and brandish scimitars. And now we'll roll for initiative.
I say, what have you bloodthirsty fools done to this town?
One of them, the one on the left, is gonna say, "This town's abandoned. It's ours now."
So much for our mission.
I think we have a new mission, girl.
To kill these goblins? Dude?
Amen. And we high five.
You did that action.
Fine. You don't get 1 health.
All right, Alina, kick it off.
Oh shoot, sorry. So where am I? Like in the doorway then? I guess they're right in the doorway as well.
Yep. Yes, you are.
All right, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh and brandish my lonely blade of grass and bonk one of these goblins.
So yeah, the closest one to you. Go right ahead.
And I'm a +5 or a +4? +4. Let me look into that. Oh, geez. A 9. I rolled a 9.
A 9 is not gonna cut it. This goblin dives out of the way. And
So I'm gonna retreat back like through the doorway.
okay. So he is
Oh,
going.
actually, it was a 10. Does a 10 hit?
It does not. So this goblin runs out and, with its scimitar brandished, and swings at Bonesaw. hitting, dealing 7 damage, which is a grievous wound.
Oh no. 7
Um,
damage.
What?
Loop.
Luke, do something.
Luke comes out. He just whips his crossbow. I'm like, pow!
Wow.
Shoot him. Shoot his ass.
That hits. Go ahead and see what that damage is.
Woo.
Oh, this crossbow bolt
Wasted.
just right between the eyes. Boom. And this goblin falls back dead as can be. And then Vixen springs into action.
Then runs into the room. Where's the second one? Oh, there he is. And I hit him with a great club. Is it 12 hit?
It does not.
No, damn.
Damn. I'm gonna stay there in between him and Bonesaw.
Sibo.
I'm gonna run up 15, 20 feet. And I'm gonna attack with my rapier.
Oh, that hits big time.
Woo!
You stick this goblin right in the belly, and he starts spurting blood everywhere, but he is still alive. And Bonesaw.
And then I'm gonna hop back 5 feet like a boxer.
You're muted.
Damn.
I'm going to enter the room, enraged by my extremely low hit points. But I do it slowly, like no rush at all. Oh no, got a red. Okay, I think it went away. And I am going to use Toll the Dead,
All right.
which deals necromancy damage. And if the creature has taken damage, well, actually, it's not added, right? If the creature has taken damage, do 1d12. Else, one die.
He has taken damage, so go ahead.
Oh,
It's a wisdom save, and he failed, so roll 1d12.
I'm confident in that.
Boom. Magic energy emits from the sorcerer, and this goblin seems to wither with age as it falls dead on the floor. And you're out of initiative, just like that.
I wanna
Very
put my hand on Bonesaw's head and give him 1 hit point.
Can I like get my fucking crossbow arrow right back out of it?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk down and take a scimitar from this dude and spit on him.
All right.
Crossbow.
It is pretty small because it's for a goblin, but it does deal 1d6 damage.
Sibo, would you like a goblin sword?
Is it one-handed or two-handed?
One.
I certainly would.
I walk over, go down to one knee so that he comes up to my waist now when I'm on one knee, and I hand him over the scimitar.
Sweet. So as you look around this room, you notice that there's 2 gross some kind of animal skin sacks on the ground, and they're stained with blood and muck of some kind. You believe that these are probably these 2 goblin sacks that they put down so they could play with the bell.
Dump it on the floor.
All right. Dumping the sacks on the floor, one of them spills out 3 blocks of incense,
Ooh.
A holy symbol of Meliki, shaped like a unicorn's head, and it's made of silver.
Purdy.
There's some stolen, like just worthless personal effects from somebody, like a belt and some shoelaces.
I take the thimble.
Purdy.
Dumping out the other sack, there's 3 empty vials. And the residue in them seems to be maybe just water. But
It's urine.
and also there's a small wooden box.
Who wants the wooden box?
Let me open it.
Do it.
As you
Let me get the
open
bottles too, the 3 bottles.
Yeah.
All right. So
Some
just
Link
add
always
those.
all about getting bottles.
He loves empty bottles.
I mean, loot.
Just go ahead and you can just add those to
Oh.
your character sheet down on the bottom.
Oh, plus.
Yep. And when you open this small kind of withered wooden box, you find 37 copper pieces and 15
Shame.
silver pieces.
50
Dang.
silver and 37 copper.
Nope. 37 copper and 15 silver.
Oh, 15.
Did anyone take the unicorn head, or can I have
And
that?
how much does
No, I
a
took
bottle?
that.
How much do the bottles weigh? You think?
Next to nothing. They're just empty glass
Point.
bottles.
Yeah. Okay, so
And the if you want to keep the wooden box, it's about 3 pounds.
We don't need that shit.
no, yeah, I'll leave it. I don't want it.
As you're kind of rifling through
I have a
all
backpack.
stuff, just kind of looking around, the 2 dead goblins on the floor and all this worthless stuff poured on the ground. Boom! You hear something slam up against the door outside.
Dude, let's go down to the basement.
It's
Boom!
probably those
2
wargs.
more slams up against the door.
We're gonna flee, right? Let's get out of here, guys.
You want to go out the back door?
And that is where we're gonna end.
Oh, no.
Sweet.
Oh, it ends. We're just like, oh, next time, next week. Good-looking adventurers, part 2.
I end this session dry humping this fucking dead goblin.
Finally, he
Oh.
got that aggression out. He needed to that.